So hello out there. So I usually do my blog summary on Thursday, but I recently have been a part of this challenge that has been conducted by Sherry Rowland. If you haven't signed up for it, you should. You can look for her on Facebook. But in there, I promised myself that I would go walking in the afternoon. So that's what I'm doing right now, because 7:30 is the time to go walk. And I said, I'm not going to get back on that computer after I finish my walk because I've been on there all day. But I'm still obligated to do my blog summary because consistency is the key. So here is my blog summary. I wrote a post about how to turn your board members into fundraisers. Now, I can talk about this because this is what I love to do. This is what I get so excited about. So before I jump into that, let me just say my name is Sabrina, and I am the founder and CEO of Supporting World Hope. And my big promise is that I will help nonprofits fundraise, particularly working with their board of directors. So how do you turn your board members into fundraisers? So I think the first thing is you have to acknowledge that as a CEO or a director or founder, whatever title that you hold, your board members come to you and they do not come with fundraising experience. I don't know, most of them don't come with fundraising experience. And so it is your job to educate them. And so you need to have a board education plan, and you need to be educated on that plan as well. And one of the first things I am going to say is that every board member is not going to be an asker, right? They're not going to go out and solicit funds. So we got to start with that, and you have to keep that in mind as well. So it is your job to educate them, and not everybody is going to ask for money. But there's many, many ways that board members can participate in fundraising. And so this blog talks about allowing them to be door openers. And door openers are those people who know everybody, who can introduce the organization to different people, who are like the social butterflies. Everybody knows them, everybody wants to get to know them, and they will lend credibility to your organization. So if that person says, you know what, I'm a board member with such and such organization, let me tell you a little bit about their history, let me tell you a little bit about that organization, and they make that connection. That is essential to fundraising because they're basically lending their credibility and leveraging their connections with your nonprofit. And like I said, I'm doing this from outside, so you're gonna hear all the background noise. So they're leveraging their connections again, and for your nonprofit, and that's something that you want. And so don't discredit those door openers that are on your board. That is critical in fundraising because they are connections to relationships that you would not have. And the key to fundraising is relationships. Also, board members can serve as cultivators. So what does that mean? Those cultivators basically get people involved in your organization. What the top 6 ways to cultivate people is face-to-face. So they're going to get them in to do a tour of your organization. They're going to get them in to take them out to lunch or breakfast to talk about your organization. They are going to pick up the phone and call them to check on them. They're going to be that type of liaison. And so they're cultivators. And cultivation is everything that you do in between identifying the donor to making the ask. And so that's a critical role as well. And board members can make great cultivators. They can take people out to lunch. They can take them out to breakfast. They can invite them in for tours. They can encourage them to be a part of your event. They can give them tickets to special events that your nonprofit may be having. So that's a critical role as well that board members can cover. And then, of course, we have the askers. Now, the askers, they're not afraid to ask, and maybe they are, because you know what, I've been doing this for a number of years and I still get nervous when I ask for money, but they are willing to get over that fear and do it anyway. And so the askers will will assist the executive director on that face-to-face visit and make the ask. And they are willing to work out the details with the executive. They're willing to do a little research and know what the potential donor will respond to, all those things like that. And so askers, of course, are very critical. But I can tell you, of a 17-member board, I had 3 askers. Now, that could have panicked me, but it didn't, because again, I had door openers, I had cultivators, I had askers, and then ultimately I had people who did the stewardship. And so what is the stewardship? That is critical for you to get repeat gifts. So these people also have a great role. They are the people who will pick up the phone and call the donor after a gift has been received to say thank you. They'll send a thank you card. They will ensure that the donor gets a copy of the annual report. They will ensure all of that for the organization.